200,000 soldiers are dying on a muddy Belgian field called Waterloo. Empires are falling, crowns are changing hands, and in London, 600 miles away, one man is sitting completely still. He's not a general, he's not a king, he's a banker, and he already knows who won. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you how Nathan Rothschild used information, just information, to pull off the greatest financial heist in European history. How he turned a single bird into a multi-billion-dollar fortune, and how the 20 lessons from that story can make you richer, smarter, and 3 steps ahead of everyone else. To understand what Nathan did, you need to understand the world he was operating in. 1815, Europe is on fire. Napoleon Bonaparte, the man who conquered most of the known world, had just escaped from exile. He raised a new army in 100 days. Europe panicked. England, Prussia, Austria, Russia, they all pooled their armies together. One final battle. Whoever wins controls the continent. Now here's what most people don't know about war in 1815. There was no telegraph, no radio, no phone. To get news from Belgium to London, you needed a horse, a ship, and 3 to 4 days, if the weather cooperated. This is critical, remember this, because the entire London Stock Exchange was frozen. Nobody knew who won. If Napoleon won, British government bonds, called consols, would crash to near zero. Britain would be ruined. If Wellington won, those same bonds would skyrocket. Billions of pounds were riding on a single question: who won? And nobody knew. Nobody except Nathan Rothschild. Let's back up for a second. Who is this guy? Nathan Mayer Rothschild was born in a Jewish ghetto in Frankfurt, Germany in 1777. His father, Mayer, had 5 sons and a dream: to build a banking empire that no government could destroy. His strategy was genius. He sent each son to a different major European city. Amschel stayed in Frankfurt. Solomon went to Vienna. Nathan went to London. Carl headed to Naples. James settled in Paris. 5 brothers, 5 cities, 1 unified intelligence network. They communicated constantly through coded letters carried by private couriers, their own private postal system, faster and more secure than anything governments used. By 1815, Nathan was already one of the most powerful financiers in England. He had personally arranged the financing that funded Britain's war against Napoleon. He knew the generals, he knew the politicians, he had spies in every court. Lesson 1. Build your network before you need it. The Rothschilds didn't build their network during the crisis. They built it years before. Your relationships are your net worth, literally. Lesson 2. Distribute your risk geographically. Having family in 5 cities wasn't just smart, it was survival. Never put all your eggs in one city, one market, one platform. Lesson 3. Create systems that outlast events. The Rothschild courier system wasn't built for Waterloo, it was built for every event. Build infrastructure, not just solutions. June 18, 1815, the Battle of Waterloo begins. By nightfall, the Duke of Wellington's forces had crushed Napoleon. It was over. Wellington was writing his dispatches. The official British messenger would take days to reach London by ship, but Nathan had a different system. His network of agents, positioned across Belgium, Holland, and the English Channel, had already received the news. They put it on ships. The ships carried carrier pigeons. By June 20th, a full day before the official government messenger arrived, Nathan Rothschild knew Wellington had won. He walked onto the floor of the London Stock Exchange. He stood at his usual pillar. They literally called it the Rothschild pillar. And then he started selling. He sold British consols, the bonds that would rise if Britain won. Everyone saw Rothschild selling. The panic started immediately. The logic was simple. If Nathan Rothschild is selling, he must know something. He must know Wellington lost. Traders panicked. Selling became a frenzy. Consols crashed. Then Nathan's agents, positioned across the exchange floor, quietly began buying everything at the lowest possible price. When the official government news arrived the next day, Wellington wins! Britain is victorious! The consols shot back up. Nathan Rothschild made the equivalent of over $1 billion in modern money in less than 24 hours. One bird, one information advantage, $1 billion. Lesson 4. Information is the ultimate asset. Nathan didn't steal money. He didn't cheat anyone. He simply had better information faster. In business, the player with the best data wins. Lesson 5. Move counter to the crowd, then let them follow. He sold first to create panic, then he bought what they were selling. This is the oldest game in markets. Manufacture the wave, then ride it. Lesson 6. Timing is a weapon. The same information at the wrong time is worthless. Nathan's edge wasn't just what he knew, it was when he knew it. Lesson 7. Let others do your work. He didn't need to manipulate anyone. Human psychology, fear, and herd mentality did the work for him. Understand human behavior, and you can predict outcomes. Here's what history books don't tell you. The pigeon wasn't a lucky coincidence. It was the result of years of system building. Nathan Rothschild operated what was essentially a private intelligence agency. His courier network ran from London to Frankfurt, Paris, Vienna, and Amsterdam. He had agents at every major port. He had paid contacts inside royal courts. When Napoleon escaped Elba and war became inevitable, Nathan didn't scramble. He activated a system he'd already built. He positioned agents near the battlefield before the battle started. He had pre-arranged systems for fast sea crossings. He had standing orders. The moment you have confirmation, send the bird. The pigeon wasn't the miracle. The preparation was. Now, there's an important historical debate here, and I want to be honest with you. Some historians question whether the pigeon story is entirely true, or whether it's been embellished over 200 years. What is undeniable is this: Nathan Rothschild did know about Wellington's victory before the market. He did profit enormously, and his information network was superior to everyone else's. Whether it was a literal pigeon or a fast courier ship, the mechanism doesn't change the lesson. The man with better information always wins. Lesson 8. Preparation is invisible until it matters. Nobody saw the years of network building. They only saw the profit. The world rewards results, but results come from preparation no one sees. Lesson 9. Pre-position before events, not during. Nathan didn't react to the news. He had positioned himself before the battle even began. In business and investing, position before the event, profit after. Lesson 10. Build infrastructure that compounds. A courier network gets more valuable with each new node added. What are you building that gets better the bigger it gets? After Waterloo, Nathan Rothschild didn't just become rich, he became indispensable. The British government, which he had helped finance the war, was now deeply dependent on him. He became the personal banker to the Bank of England. His brothers across Europe had similar relationships with their governments. By the 1820s, the Rothschild family was the wealthiest family in the world, and possibly the wealthiest family in modern human history. Some historians estimate that at their peak, the Rothschilds controlled wealth equivalent to over $350 billion in today's money, across the family combined. They financed the building of railroads across Europe. They funded the Suez Canal. They made loans to entire nations. There's a quote attributed to Nathan Rothschild, and whether he said it exactly or not, it captures the reality perfectly. "I care not what puppet is placed on the throne of England to rule the empire. The man who controls Britain's money supply controls the British Empire, and I control the money supply." Lesson 11. Make yourself indispensable. Nathan didn't just make money, he made himself someone governments couldn't afford to lose. The most powerful position isn't employee or investor, it's irreplaceable infrastructure. Lesson 12. Reputation compounds like money. Each successful deal made Nathan more trusted. More trusted equals better deals equals more success. Reputation compounds exactly like money. Lesson 13. Turn crisis into leverage. Waterloo was Europe's greatest crisis. Nathan turned it into his greatest opportunity. The bigger the chaos, the bigger the opportunity for those who were prepared. You might be thinking, okay, cool history story, but what does a 200-year-old pigeon have to do with my life today? Everything. The game hasn't changed, only the technology has. In 2020, when COVID-19 first appeared in China, a small group of investors who monitored obscure Chinese medical forums and WHO early warning systems started buying put options against travel stocks and certain ETFs. When the market crashed in March 2020, they made fortunes. Same game, different pigeon. Today, the Rothschild pigeons are satellite data tracking ships in ports before official trade numbers come out. Credit card spending data bought by hedge funds before retail sales reports. Job listing data that predicts company earnings before they're announced. The billionaires of today aren't operating differently than Nathan Rothschild, they just have faster pigeons. Lesson 14. Know what information you're missing. You don't have satellite data or credit card databases, but you have Google Trends, job listings, and social signals. What signals are you ignoring? Lesson 15. Speed of implementation beats intelligence. The average person hears good information and thinks about it. The Nathan Rothschild mindset: hear it, decide fast, act immediately. Lesson 16. The market is always a confidence game. Prices move based on what people believe is true, not just what is true. Nathan exploited this. Understanding perception is more valuable than understanding facts. All right, you've been patient, you watched the whole story. Now let's extract every ounce of value from it. 20 lessons from one pigeon. Let's go. Lesson 1. Build your network before you need it. Plant your seeds before you're hungry. Lesson 2. Distribute risk across multiple channels. 5 brothers, 5 cities. Never be one bad event away from zero. Lesson 3. Create systems that work without you. Nathan didn't personally carry messages, he built systems that ran while he slept. Lesson 4. Information is the ultimate currency. In every era, the person with the best information fastest wins. What's your information advantage? Lesson 5. Move counter to the crowd, then profit when they follow. Sell when others buy when others sell. This never goes out of style. Lesson 6. Timing is a competitive weapon. The same information 24 hours later is worth nothing. Speed of execution is a skill to build. Lesson 7. Understand psychology better than economics. Nathan didn't calculate bond prices, he understood fear. Master human behavior. Math is secondary. Lesson 8. Preparation is invisible until it matters. The world sees your results. Your results come from what you do when no one is watching. Lesson 9. Pre-position before events, not during. The money is made in the anticipation, not the reaction. Lesson 10. Build infrastructure that compounds. What you build should get more valuable over time, not just stay the same. Lesson 11. Make yourself indispensable. Don't just be good at something, be the one person who cannot be replaced. Lesson 12. Reputation compounds like money. Nathan's reputation made each deal easier. Your personal brand is your highest ROI investment. Lesson 13. Turn chaos into opportunity. The bigger the crisis, the bigger the opportunity, but only for those who prepared. Lesson 14. Know what information you're missing. The dangerous thing isn't what you don't know, it's not knowing what you don't know. Lesson 15. Act fast on good information. Thinking is good. Acting on good information immediately is how fortunes are built. Lesson 16. Perception moves markets faster than facts. Nathan moved the market with perception before the facts arrived. Belief is more powerful than reality in the short term. Lesson 17. The game is always the same, only the technology changes. Carrier pigeons, telegraph, phone, internet, AI. The player with the fastest, best information always wins. Lesson 18. Collaborate with family and trusted allies. Nathan's biggest advantage was 5 brothers who trusted each other completely. Who were your 5? Lesson 19. Play long games with long-term thinking. The Rothschild network wasn't built to profit from one battle, it was built to profit from every battle, forever. Lesson 20. The best investments are in infrastructure. The Rothschilds didn't bet on one asset, they built the infrastructure that all assets depended on. What is the pick and shovel play in your industry? 1. Pigeon. 1 day's advantage. 1 family that understood information, systems, and human psychology better than anyone else on Earth. Nathan Rothschild didn't get lucky at Waterloo. He engineered a situation where luck wasn't necessary. He built the Pigeon before the battle started. That's the difference between people who watch history and people who make it. History doesn't remember the soldiers who fought at Waterloo. It remembers the banker who watched it and made $1 billion before the news arrived. Money shaped history. It always has. If this story made you think differently about information, timing, or how the world really works, hit subscribe. Because every single week, I'm going to bring you a story like this. Stories where money wasn't just involved, money was the reason everything happened. And speaking of which, next week we're talking about a man who made more money from a disaster than the people who caused it. It involves a stock crash, insider knowledge, and a short position that shocked Wall Street. You're going to want to be here for that one. I'll see you next week. Same channel, different story.